Hi, I'm James, and in this video we are taking a look at upgrading this, which is a HP 15DA0598SA laptop. And the first thing that we need to do is make sure that we have uncovered all the screws in the base of the laptop. So we are going to take our pry tool and use that to lift the two rubber feet from the base of the machine. We also want to pull up the tape as we do this and try and keep it attached to the rubber feet, as that just makes it easier to refit. You obviously can replace the tape with some thin double-sided tape if necessary, but I just like to try and keep it in place, and I need to put just a tiny bit more on the end there where it didn't lift perfectly. And then we're going to do the same at the front as well. Now we can see here actually one of the screws was already obviously loose underneath there and has come up, which has come out of there. What we're going to do is just go around the machine and remove any other screws from the base. These should all be the same or similar lengths, but what I like to do is just arrange them to the side in the same basic layout as I've taken them out, just in case, but I believe these should all be the same. We are replacing the 1TB hard drive in this machine with a 240GB SSD. The customer was only using around 58GB of hard drive space, and I've used TrueImage to clone the contents of their hard drive onto the smaller SSD because there was sufficient space. I do have a video on my channel showing how to do this. TrueImage is a very good tool for it, and one that I use more or less exclusively for my work in this area. You can also, of course, do a clean Windows install onto the new drive if needed. And again, I have a video showing how to download the Windows 10 ISO image onto a USB stick and install that. So with those screws removed, we now then simply need to flip the laptop over and open it up. And we're going to take our pry tool and we are going to start on this edge and just begin pressing down between the palm rest and the base. Doing one side, we will slide around the front. Nice and easy to do on these machines. It's not too bad to get these clips released. Unfortunately, broken just the edge over that port there. It's tricky because I couldn't see where things were, so we will just stick that piece back with some Araldite before we reassemble. And then with that done, we're going to flip the laptop back over and then lift the base and remove it from the laptop. Now that we're inside, what we can see is here we do have a space for a M.2 2280 drive. Often HP choose to leave this out, and this will take, as we can see on the markings here, it will take either an NVMe or a SATA drive. However, we're going to replace this with a 2.5-inch SATA drive, as that's what the standard configuration was. HP can be a bit funny. On some laptops you will find they don't have an M.2 port if they're equipped with a SATA hard drive, but that is not the case in this one. They have actually included it. Equally, if you find they've got an M.2 hard SSD, they often won't have the cable and bracketry required for fitting the hard drive. Now, first thing we need to do is just remove the battery. Again, there's a broken clip on that one. I suspect this machine may have been apart before, as there's a few bits which aren't perfect on it. Anyway, with that done, we can then lift the battery. Just doing this ensures that you're not going to accidentally turn it on while you are working on the system. And then our next job will be, so we have the hard drive here, and we can lift the drive off of those little clips that hold it into place, and then slide the drive out. Again, a slight suspicion that this has been opened in the past, because I would have expected some screws holding that in, not just those lugs. So whether this machine has been dismantled previously, I'm not sure. Now, to fit the SSD, what we then need to do is we can take our hard drive and we need to remove this little fitting bracket. Quite nice and simple to do this. We simply have these two screws. Put the removed drive to one side, and then two screws to attach that to the new drive. Reinsert and press that down into place. Like I say, if we wanted to add a M.2 drive, it would simply be a case of remove this mounting screw. We could then slot the drive in there to that keyed slot, press down and screw back into place. This system also has two DIMM slots. So currently there is 4 GB installed here. We can remove that by lifting or pulling out the little clips there, pressing them outwards, and then reinsert by pressing the DIMM module down. And the same could be done to add a module here if we were, say, increasing this to an 8 GB memory configuration. With all that done, all that's left to do now is to reattach the battery. I'm going to refit this screw, even though the piece on the edge of the battery has clearly been broken at some point, just so that if they replace the battery at some point, the screw is still there. An additional two screws holding the battery in place. And then with that done, all that is left to do is to refit the base of the system. Pressing it so that it clips down as much as possible. Flip things over. Ensuring the palm rest is fully clipped in to the base, and then all that is left to do is to refit the screws to the base and refit the little rubber strips. I hope you found this video useful. Do let me know in the comments if you would like to ask any questions about this job. Hit like if you found it helpful and it's helped you upgrade your laptop, and hit subscribe if you'd like to see more guides and reviews as we post them. Thanks for watching.